new chapter today. As you already know that the name of the chapter. So before going to the topic, let us first discuss what Swiflearn is, right? So what is Swiflearn? Yes, as you already know that it is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10, right? So over here all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes where you can ask any sort of doubt you have in your mind and the teachers explain and clear all your doubts, right? Secondly, we give personalized attention to each and every students of our batches because our batches consist of maximum 6 students. Okay. Thirdly, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track on the progress of the student. So how the student is doing in the class, how they are solving the homework, how they are performing in the test. So everything is tracked by our mentor academic mentor team. And fourthly, we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. So whatever you have in your school examination, you can tell it to us and we handle the custom request. So accordingly, we will do that topic previously and then we will move on to the next topic. So these are our general features in Swiflearn as you already know by now. And we have certain key features also. So, what are our key features? Firstly, we maintain a detailed progress report about all the classes and all the homework which are performed by the students. Fine. Secondly, we have the Swiflearn Academic Test Series, which we call as the SATs. Okay, so over here you can perform and you will be able to understand where you are standing. Clear? Thirdly, you can take unlimited practice test where you will be able to solve each and every questions which can be the MCQ, which can be the filling the blanks or true false or the long questions also, that is subjective questions, and you will be able to understand where you are lagging and in which topic you need more improvement. Fine. And fourthly, which is very important, that we also have the subjective test series for the school exam. So when you will go to the school exam, before that you can go through all the question answers, the subjective question answers. You can write it down, show the diagram and all. Our teachers will check them and give you the tips how to score more. So how to write the answers point wise and how we will get good marks in your exam. So these are our key features of Swiflearn. So to experience all these features, please book a free trial class and experience all these things and enroll in Swiflearn. Chalo. So now what you have to do previously, please subscribe our channel in YouTube as you already do and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any update of the upcoming sessions. Fine. So do like, comment and share with your friends and family members. Okay, so now let us move on to the topic. Fine. So, as you already have seen that today's topic of discussion is weather, climate and adaptation of animals to the climate. So, today is the first session of this chapter and this chapter is included in CBSE class 7. Okay, so do you have any idea about what is the weather, climate, and the different types of adaptation, or how the various animals and also different plants adapt themselves in the different situation or the different climatic condition? Yes, if you have any idea, any example, please write it in the chat box. Okay, I'll give your example. Check and I will tell you whether you are going in the correct way or not. Right? Okay. Chalo. So let us first find out what are our learning objectives for today's session. We will first define the weather. We will discuss what is weather. Then we will discuss about how to examine and prepare the weather report, who prepares them, and how the information about the daily weather come to us. Right? Thirdly, we will see what are the different elements of the weather and their measurements. Fine. Fourthly, we will list down the elements of the that determines the weather of a particular region or a particular place. Right? How they are determining the proper weather of a place. Fine. Fifthly, we will discuss about the climate. As you already know that weather, climate and adaptation is the main focus of discussion for today's topic. And finally, we will study about the different factors which are affecting the climate. Clear hai? So these are our topic of discussion for today's session. Now, think about a situation. Okay, I'm giving you a situation. Just think about it. Your exams are over. Now you want to go to a trip with your family. Okay. Think that you like hill station. I also like it. Okay. Or you like sea beach, or you want to go to the forest also. But think about the situation that you have to go to hill station with your parents. Fine. So what are the factors do you need to consider about that particular place where you are visiting? Do you have any idea? Yes, what you have to think before going to the trip, what are the different things which will come to your mind, and you have to jot it down in your certain note like manner, and you will be able to manage the time where you need to go. Yes, what to carry. Yes, anything is coming to your mind? What are the different planning which is needed before going to visit a particular place? Yes. Okay, the first thing I would say that you have to fix a budget, right? So, firstly, you will think about the budget of the trip. Okay, the whole thing, like you have to go over there, you have to go to the different places. It may be the historical places, or can be the different visitors, tourist places where you need to go and visit over there. You have to go to the different. You can say like the museums, or um it can be the different zoological park which are present over there and very much famous है ना. So you have to fix a budget, and also you have to come back to your home है ना. So this budget is should be there in your mind from the very previous uh, time when you were planning for the trip. Secondly, you will think about how to go there, how to reach there by train or via aeroplane, or if it is very nearby to your place, you can just take a private car, right? Thirdly, the different places to stay over there. Okay, you will look into the hotels and all. You can discuss with your friends which hotel is very good for staying, or you can go through the different websites in internet, that which website is giving you proper offer for staying over there, and what are the good hotels which are present in that particular region. You have to choose the place to stay, right? Next, you will see what are the different places around that particular region or the particular hill station where you are going, which are famous and having a very beautiful view from there of the mountain, or you can face the snowfall, so you can go to those places, right? So you have to also think about those tourist places, right? And finally, which is very much important, that is, you also have to notice what is the weather condition of the region, right? So, what is the particular climatic condition? And also, when you are going, so what type of temperature or the rainfall conditions? So, everything will come under the weather, right? So, what is the particular weather situation is happening within that particular time in that region, because it will help you to pack the different types of clothes properly, right? As you already know that we wear the different types of clothes in the different seasons, right? So it is very much important to focus on the weather situation of that region. So these are the different things which will come to your mind, and you will think about, yes, now we can go over there and have a very nice time, है ना? Okay. Now, why do you think that the weather is a very important factor to be considered while traveling anywhere? What is coming to your mind? Yes. Why do you think this weather is so much important, and we are giving so much importance to the weather of that region? Why? And accordingly, we are packing the bags, we are taking our clothes with us. Yes. Why this weather is so important? Because you have to adapt yourself in that weather. So you will get an idea about the weather condition, and accordingly you will take your clothes, you will act over there, right? So weather actually influences our lives in various ways. So whatever weather is there, we will accordingly wear the clothes, we will take the food with us, or we will have actually food habits also dependent upon the weather, how we will go over there, everything will depend upon the weather. So it actually influences the specifically lives or survival strategy of all human beings, right? Not only human being, all plants and animals also, right? That is why we will mainly give a very good importance on the weather condition of a particular place, right? Now just think of the situation that during the summer days, when we feel very much warm, we switch on the fans, AC, so that we will keep ourselves cool, right? But do we switch on the AC or fan during the winter season? Yes? No, right? Rather, we use the geyser at that time, or we use the heater at that time, right? So, to adjust ourselves with the different climatic condition or the different weather, we act differently. And think about the rainy season. So, we generally prefer the umbrella. We use the umbrella. We prefer the raincoat over our normal clothes, है ना? So that we will not get wet, we will be dry. Fine. So depending upon the weather, we plan ourselves how we will face the different situation. Right now, can you tell me what type of cloth do we wear during this summer season? Can anybody tell me? Yes. Which type of fabric or which type of cloth do we generally prefer for wearing during the summer season? Yes, it's the cotton cloth. Very good. So we love to wear the light colored cotton cloths during the summer. Why do we like to wear that? Yes, just we like it. That is where we are wearing. We can also wear the same type of cloth in the winter, but we don't do that. We wear something different. We wear the woolen clothes during the winter. Hannah. But why the cotton cloths during the summer? Because it absorbs the sweat. When you are sweating during the summer season due to the humidity and the high temperature, then the cotton clothes can absorb your sweat, and also it reflects the heat back. Okay, so that is why we prefer mainly the light colored cloth and the cotton cloths during the summer season, which will help you to be comfortable at that weather. Clear hai? Yes? Okay. Now, what about winter? What do we generally prefer to wear during the winter season? Because always keep it in mind that we have to adjust ourselves in the different situations, whether it is in the summer, rainy, or winter. We have to adapt ourselves with this weather, right? Exactly. Adapt matlab adjust. Yes, very good. So what about the winters? Yes, we prefer the woolen cloths, right? Yes, because it will keep us warm and protect from the very chilled, cold environment, right? That is why to keep ourselves warm, we wear the woolen cloths during the winter. Jackets al- also which keep our body warm, है ना? So these are the different types of clothes which we wear during the winter season, right? Okay. Now, what about the rainy season? Hmm? We wear the common clothes, and over that, we wear the raincoat, or we use the umbrella, or obviously, we use the gumboots. Other than other, we can say the different shoes, right? Exactly. So why do we do this? Because to keep ourselves dry from the rain outside, right? So over here already you have got an idea that we use the different types of clothes, and we try to actually adjust ourselves in the different conditions. So what can be the conditions? All we have spoken till now is about the weather, right? So now we have already said what is the summer, winter, rainy. These are all the weather, right? The different weather conditions. So this changing of the weather is a very complex phenomena, and it can vary in a day, or day to day it can vary, or even week after week it can vary, or it can also vary within a short period of time, like hour to hour, right? It may happen sometimes you will observe that during the very early morning it is very, like the sun is very bright, okay, and it is very scorching hot from the very early morning. But just after that, during the afternoon or just after the afternoon, you can say, you can see that it started raining, right? So it is unpredictable to us, but somebody else can predict is it, and accordingly they give us the information about the day to day weather, right? So weather can change day to day, or week after week, or even within certain hours also. Clear hai? Up to this much clear, I guess? Okay. Now we plan our daily life activities according to the weather for a particular day. Like if you think that today, from the very morning, early morning, you were seeing that it is scorching hot and the sun is very bright. So what type of cloth you will put on and go for your work? It will be cotton cloth, right? If you think that, if you see another day during the winter, maybe it's very cold and the sun is not coming up and it's totally cloudy and it's very cold, the wind is very like hard, so what will you wear? Obviously you will put on some jackets and overcoat over your, like, clothes, right? And then you will go out for your work. If you think that okay, today maybe it is very much cloudy, so it can happen some rainfall, okay, and yes, so what will you take with you in your bag? But it is not raining that time, but it may happen that rainfall will take place after few hours. So what will you carry in your bag? Umbrella, right? Exactly. So it depends upon the weather of a particular day how we actually plan our daily life activities. Okay. So how do we come to know about the weather now? Who will tell us about the weather for a particular day or the next day or maybe a range of a week? Generally, we get the idea of what can be the temperature or the pressure of the humidity, whatever weather condition it can be, of a particular range of days. It can be 7 days to 10 days. We can we can get the information. So who gives us this information? Yes, have you ever thought of it? Yes, we come to know from TV, newspaper, yes, radio. Okay, so generally, people who actually study about the weather forecast, they are known as the meteorologist. And the study of this weather forecasting is the meteorology. Okay, so they provide the information to the television channels and radio and the newspaper channels, and they actually give the information to us. So we, just by staying at home, get the information about the weather from the television or newspaper or radio channels, right? Okay, so do you really know what is weather? Now you can tell me what actually the weather is, or you can give me a proper definition of the weather. Let me see who can give me the proper definition of the weather in my chat box. Yes, let me see who can give me a correct definition of weather. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place. Okay, and that also for a short period of time, not like 10 years or 20 years we are having the same weather. No. Okay, that will be something different. We will also talk about it. Okay, so weather will be the condition in the atmosphere that will be in a particular period of time in a particular place, which will tell us about the temperature, pressure, humidity, rainfall, wind speed. Right? With respect to all these factors, we will be able to determine how the weather of a place in a particular given short period of time can be. Clear? So these are the various types of weather you can see in the background picture, right? So it can be very sunny, it can be the cloudy weather, it is a bright day, sometimes it can be the thunderstorm, right? Exactly. So this is the weather. Now, what are the different factors which we have already seen in the definition of the weather? We have come to know about the different terms, right? What are they? Humidity, rainfall, temperature, and yes, and wind speed. Very good. Okay, so now we will study about them. Okay, these are the different factors. So first we will study about humidity. Okay, humidity क्या है? बताओ. Let me see who can tell me about humidity. What is that? It is the measure of the moisture in the air. What is meant by moisture? We can say how much water vapor is present in the air. It determines the humidity of a particular place. Right? So how much water vapor is present? So humidity is not same in all the places. If you think about the different states of India also, you can find that humidity is very high in the coastal region, right? Where you can see Andhra Pradesh, or you can say Maharashtra, or you can say West Bengal. Okay, over there the humidity is very high because there are certain coastal region present in those states, right? Okay, but if you come very far away from the coastal region, over here the water vapor will be very less in amount in the air. Okay, and the condition will be a dry condition. Think about Delhi or Rajasthan. It is a very dry weather. Okay, why? Because the moisture in the air is very less, or sometimes no. That is why the desert is present in the Rajasthan region, right? Okay, so this factor is the measurement of the moisture, or how much water vapor is present in the air is actually determining the humidity of a place, right? Now, how can we measure this humidity? We can measure this with the help of the instrument which is known as hygrometer. Clear? I think you will be able to remember this. Okay. Next, from where do we get this all this information? So the daily weather reports are prepared by our meteorological departments of the government. Fine. And the department collects all the data from the temperature, wind, and humidity and these things, and they make a proper prediction of the weather, and then they provide this information to the different news channels, and from there we will be able to understand what can be the weather of a particular day, right? So as I have already said that the people who study or do the research upon the weather condition or the weather forecast, they are known as the meteorologist, and the study of this weather, temperature, climatic condition, or the condition of a particular place is known as meteorology. Clear hai up to this much? Yes. Okay, now let me give you one activity for homework, है ना? So make a chart, take a white paper, make a chart over there for the maximum and minimum temperature and the maximum and minimum humidity and rainfall for 1 week. Okay, just take the report or the information from the news channel or newspaper or television or radio, wherever it is you will find it, or from some nearest library also you can take that information and collect this data and make a report about it. So take 7 days, okay, starting from tomorrow. Okay, clear? Okay, so this will be your homework. Fine. You have to write down the maximum temperature, minimum temperature, maximum humidity, minimum humidity, and the rainfall. Fine. Okay. Now, the rainfall does not happen every day, right? We do not face the rainfall each and every day, right? But the humidity or the temperature obviously it varies from day to day. But rainfall sometimes it happens, sometimes does not. Generally, we get the rainfall during the rainy season. Okay, and during the summer season or the winter, we get it very low, rather once or twice in a month, depending upon in which region you are staying. Okay, so how can you measure this rainfall of a place? Yes, we can measure this rainfall of a particular place with the help of another instrument that is known as rain gauge. Okay, so can you see over here the picture? So the rainfall is happening and we can measure this rainfall with the help of the rain gauge, and it is measured in millimeters. Fine. Okay. The unit of measuring the rainfall is millimeter. Now, coming to the temperature, already we have studied about how to measure the humidity, how to measure the rainfall. Now let us go to how to measure the temperature of a particular place. That is very important, right? So the temperature of a particular place varies from one day to another day. है ना? So how can we measure that? It can be measured by the maximum and minimum thermometer. Okay, so it is the maximum temperature during the afternoon, like of the 3 p.m. generally. Okay, it's very hot during that time. Okay, and the sun is above our head just at 12 noon. We already know that. So we can also get the maximum temperature from that time, right? And minimum temperature generally occurs during the very early morning. Okay, so by taking that maximum and minimum temperature, we will be able to measure what is the minimum and the maximum temperature of a particular region in a particular day, right? We have to use the maximum and minimum thermometer for this. Clear hai? If you have any doubt, please ask me in the chat box. I'll clear all your doubt. Yes? Okay. Now, so what are the elements which we have already noticed in case of the day-to-day weather? Yes, first is the temperature, that is the degree of the hotness and coldness of the object. Fine. Next, we have seen about the rainfall. What is the rainfall? It is the amount of water droplets or the precipitation which is happening that fall back to the earth after the condensation of the water vapor. As you already know about the water cycle, you have studied in the previous classes that the water evaporates up in the form of water vapor when there is the heat of the sun falls on the water bodies, right? Then after going above in the atmosphere, they condense to form the cloud, right? Condensation happens and the very small water droplets make up the cloud. Now when they are very much heavy that they will not be able to hold that much water droplets, they fall on the earth or the ground as the precipitation. So rainfall is one type of precipitation, right? Other than snowfall, hail and all. So that is how the rainfall occurs on our earth. Fine. Thirdly, the third factor is humidity. Already I have mentioned this is the amount of moisture or the amount of water vapor which is present in the air. It also determines the weather, and this is known as the humidity. Clear? And what is the fourth element? It is wind speed, right? So what do you mean by wind speed? It is coming from the word only, wind speed. Matlab the rate of at which the air is moving in a particular area, whether it is moving in a high speed or a less speed. Okay, so it is causes due to the differences in the air pressure. And always remember that the wind blows from the high pressure region to the low pressure region. Okay, so obviously where there is the air will be high, okay, they will create a high pressure zone, and from there it will blow towards the low pressure zone. Fine. So depending upon the differences in the air pressure, high pressure in some region and low pressure in some region, the speed of the wind differs. Clear hai? Up to this much clear, I guess? Okay. Now, this is a fact, and always keep it in mind. It is very important that sun, we already know it is a source of light and heat, right? The main source of heat energy and the light energy we get during the daytime is from the sun. Okay, so what is sun? It is a huge ball of fire which is situated very far away from us, and all the conditions of the air, of the weather, is caused by the sun. So it is the primary source of the heat and light on the earth. We get the heat energy and the light energy. That is why all the different types of physiological works are also happening, like the plants also get the light and absorb the heat, and they actually make the food for us, they photosynthesize, है ना? Very good. So the energy absorbed and reflected by the earth's surface, ocean and the atmosphere play a very important role in determining the weather condition. That is why the weather during the in the coastal region is different from whatever weather we face in the mountainous region or in the desert region. Clear hai? Yes. Okay. So this all depends upon the sun. Now, we have already studied about lot of information about the weather. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is climate. So what is climate? Yes, let me see who can give me the correct answer. What is climate? Okay, so when we see the weather, the average weather of a particular place for a long period of time, okay, say it can be the 20 years, 25 years to 30 years of time, and it is fixed for a particular place, then we call it as the climate of that place. So, can you now understand what is the main difference between weather and climate? Weather is determined within a short period of time. Fine. And climate is determined when we take a long period of time. May it be 25 to 30 years of time. Okay. And it varies from one particular region to other. Clear? Okay. So think about the climatic condition of the mountainous region. It's most of the time it is cold, right? If you go to the coastal region, it is neither too hot or not too cold, right? It is not facing any like extreme weather condition. It is more or less hot and cold, right, with a good cool breeze, है ना? Yes. Now if you go to the desert region, you will face extreme hot during the daytime, extreme cold during the nighttime, right? So it depends, depend upon the climatic condition of the particular area. Fine. Okay. So if we find the temperature of a particular place is almost high most of the time, then we can say that the climate is very hot. Think about any sort of deserts which are present, right? Okay. So what are the main factors which determine this climate of a place? It can be first the distance from the sea, as I have already mentioned that it depends upon whatever the place is present nearby the ocean or away from the ocean, right? Secondly, it depends upon the humidity, how much water vapor is present in the air in that particular place, right? And thirdly, it depends upon the altitude or the height from the sea level. If it is very high in the uh, higher altitude, or we can say the mountainous region, it will be cold. If it is, it will be the extreme climate. And when you will come down towards the sea level in the coastal region, it will be a moderate climate, right? So these are the main factors which determine the climate of a place. Clear, eh? Okay. Now we will study one by one all of these factors which are determining the climate of a place. Our first factor was distance from the sea, right? So the places which are present near the sea or ocean, they are neither too hot nor too cold. Think about Chennai, Mumbai, or Vizag, right? They are not so much cold or not so much hot, right? While the places which are far away from the sea, generally you can see like in Delhi or Uttar Pradesh, or you can see in case of Rajasthan. Yes, they are having the extreme climate. So in the summer season they are very hot, and in during the winter it is too cold, right? So this actually depends upon how much distance is there between that particular place and the sea. Okay, that determines the climatic condition of a place. Fine. Secondly is the altitude, right? So how much high the place is present, like think about the Himalaya. Okay, when you will go to the higher altitude, all the areas are cooler, and when you will come down towards the plain region, you will find the hot weather, right? So we can see that the climatic condition also dependent upon the altitude of the place. If you go high up, the climate is colder. If you come down to the plain region, it will be hotter climate, right? Okay. And the third factor, what is that? That is the humidity. Okay. So climate also depends upon the humidity of the place. So it also affects the climate of the place. Just say you think about the Kolkata or Kerala, they have the high humidity, right? Okay. So sweating is more during the summer season in those places, right? But if you go to Rajasthan or Haryana or like Uttar Pradesh, or if you come to Delhi, so sweating does not take place during the summer season. Have you ever experienced that? Not that much sweating happens. Why? Because of the low humidity. Yes, the weather is dry over here. Clear hai? Up to this much clear, I guess? Very good. Hi, Kaustav. How are you? Okay. So let's move on to the climate of India. Now we will see certain region who are facing the different. Yes, बहुत पसीना होता है. I know that. Okay, because of the humidity, you know. Okay. Yes. So let us now move on to the different region of India. Okay. So first one is the northern region of the Himalayas, like the Kashmir, has cold and moderate wet climate over there. Okay, because of the rainfall also. Plains like coming to the Uttar Pradesh, it has a moderately hot climate and the wet climate. Fine. Coming to the southern region of India, what are the different states you can find? Kerala, Tamil Nadu, right? So over here, the climate is very hot and wet climate, right? Exactly. Now, moving towards the western region. Think about Rajasthan, very hot and dry climate, right? Think about the Delhi also, right? It's very hot and dry climate is there. है ना? Okay. Now let's move on to the eastern region, northeast region, like in Assam, or you can go to West Bengal also, right? So over here, we can face the wet climate because it receives a lot of rainfall during the major part of the year, right? And these are the differences in the climate within the different states of India also. Okay, so these depends upon the three main factors. First is the altitude, second is the distance from the sea, and third is the humidity. Fine, up to this much clear? Hi Hit, how are you beta? Okay, chalo. So we have studied a lot about the weather and climate in today's session, right? Now can you tell me why the days are longer and nights are shorter in the summer region, while days are shorter and nights are longer in the winter region? Let me see who can give me the correct answer first. Yes, in the chat box. Yes, Heath, Costa. Okay, let me find out. We generally see it's like the days are very long during the summer, right? And the nights are shorter, you know, and vice versa during the winter season. The days are seems to be very short and nights are longer. We cannot get the proper sunlight, or the sunlight which we get is very less during the winter season. Yes, Heath has given me the answer, because the sunlight falls on that part, exactly because of the tilt of the earth on its own axis, right? So what actually happens over there, when it is tilted towards the sun and it faces the direct hit from the sun, in case of the northern hemisphere, they face the summer at that time. And that is why the days are longer but the nights are shorter. But just the opposite happens in case of the winter. So due to this tilt only, it goes outside or backward to the sun. Okay, and what happens, they get the days which are very less or very short in length, and the nights are in the longer length, right? For longer time. Yes, Heath, very good, very good. Okay, got the idea? Okay, so let us now test your knowledge. Yeah, so we have studied about the weather, the different factors affecting the weather. We have also studied about the climate and the different factors affecting the climate. Now let me see who can give me the correct answer first. My first question is define weather. So let me see who can give me the correct answer. What do you mean by weather? Yes. Let me see who can define the weather correctly. What is the weather? Yes, let me see. Yes, Kaustav, Heath, who can give me the answer first? Yes. Okay. So let me, yes, Heath has given me the answer. So that we live, survive in harsh climate, we wear clothes. Yeah, beta, very good. But I need a proper definition of weather, beta. You are correct in the understanding, but you have understood everything correctly. But tell me the definition of weather. Yeah. We can define the weather as a situation or a condition of the atmosphere, right? In a particular region, in a particular time, in a shorter period of time, right? Very good. Okay, Kostav has given me the second and the third answer. Okay, thank you very much. So, as I have already defined the weather properly, that weather is the condition of the atmosphere over here, over a in a place, particular place, over a short period of time, right? Which it actually relates or determine the temperature, humidity, rainfall, and the wind speed of a particular region. Right? So we can define the weather like this. Secondly, name the instrument which is used to measure the humidity. Yes, Kostav has already given me the correct answer. That is hygrometer. Very good, very good. Okay, now let us move on to the third question. Which type of clothes do we want to wear during the summer and why? Kostav has already given. Okay, yes, the light colored clothes because it reflects the sunlight. Very good. Light colored clothes because it reflects the sunlight, as well as the cotton cloth. You also have to keep it in mind. Cotton cloths, why? Because it absorbs the sweat of our body. Exactly. Understood? So, these 2 points you have to tell in this answer. Fine. Now, move on to the fourth question. Define temperature. Yes, Kostav has given me the answer correctly. That is the hotness or coldness of a substance, also you can say, or the degree of hotness or coldness of a particular region. Also, we can say that is the temperature of that substance. Okay, very good. And name the instrument which is used to measure the temperature of a particular place. Yes, let me see who can give me the answer. It is thermometer. Very good, Heath. Yes. So it is the minimum or maximum thermometer. Right? Very good. And Heath has also given me the answer climate of some place for some time. No, the climate generally of a place is determined when we determine the climate in a large period of time. It can be from 20 to 30 years of time. Okay, that is the climate. And we can determine the weather for a short period of time. ठीक है? Clear है बेटा? Okay, so let's now move on to the answer as you have already, I have already discussed. So, weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place for a short period of time with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, and wind speed. Fine. Now, second question was how to measure the humidity. We measure the humidity with the help of hygrometer, right? Thirdly, we love to wear the cotton clothes and light colored clothes during summer because it reflects the heat, as you have already said, and also it absorbs the sweat, right? And fourth question, you have already said that that is the maximum and minimum thermometer. Thermometer is used to measure the temperature of a place, and temperature is the degree of hotness and coldness. Okay, so I guess you have already understood what I said, right? So I'm giving you the homework now. So you have to do the homework, right? So will you do the homework? I guess yes, Hannah? Okay. So for your homework, you have to define humidity first. Proper definition is needed. Secondly, you have to make the differences between the weather and the climate. So whatever differences already I have mentioned one or two. So find out more differences between weather and climate. Thirdly, you have to give the names of the different factors or the elements which affect the weather of a place. Clear? Fourth question is list the factors that determines the climate of a place. Okay, so four factors for weather and three factors for climate you have to mention. And the last question is what is rainfall and how rainfall is measured. I guess you will be able to give me the answer in the next session, Hannah. So you will do the homework? Yes? Okay, very good. Now let us move on to a fun fact. What is a fun fact? See, the global temperature, the average temperature we can say on the atmosphere is increasing now day by day, right? You have already heard about the global warming, Hannah, in the previous classes also. So due to that, it is increasing and zero point 0.6 to 1 degree Celsius is increased till 20th century, right? Now around 15% of the carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere due to the deforestation and the other different activities, the change in the use of the land and due to the different smokes which are coming out from the vehicles or from the factories and industries, right? And the climate change, the scenario was much stable before the industrial revolution, to be very much specific, and it had been rapidly changing after that, right? So today the reality is that the climatic change is going to get worse than yesterday. So if you find it, it is like determined that within 2022 or 25 the degree of the temperature, the average temperature will increase by 2 degrees centigrade, and it all happens due to the exactly it all happened due to the global warming. Yes, Heath? Yeah, very good. In 50 years 1 degree temperature increases. Exactly. Very good, Heath. Very good. Okay, so now let me give you a challenge of the day. So, what is the question? Let me see who can give me the answer now. So, the western part of Rajasthan remains almost dry during the southwest monsoon season. Okay, so we generally know that the monsoon season means we will get the rainfall. But in case of the western part of Rajasthan, it actually not the scenario. Okay, it is very dry, almost dry. Give a proper reason in the support of the statement. Let me see who can give me the proper answer. Yes. Why do you think that during the southwest monsoon also the rainfall is not there or it is totally dry during in the Rajasthan, or to be very specifically the western part of Rajasthan? Yes. Let me see. Heath, will you be able to give me the answer? Or Kostav? Yes? Or anybody else who is watching? Yes? It's a very nice fact. Yeah? Okay. So actually, because the monsoon wind, they blow from the west towards, from the east, sorry. They flow from the east. And that is why, yeah, very good. Very good, Kaustav. It is the rain shadow area. And also you have to give me the proper reason for that. That is, it flow from the east and it drops most of the moisture in its pathway. So when it comes to the western part of the Rajasthan, actually there is no more water vapor present in the air, or no more moisture which is present in the air. And that is why mostly the third desert, we already know that it is totally the desert region in the western part of the Rajasthan. Okay, got the idea? Yes. Okay, very good. So now let's move on to some activity. Okay, let me see who will give me the correct answer first. Your first question is, the maximum and minimum temperature displayed daily in the weather bulletin refer to which option? Which option? Which is the correct option? Let me see who can give me the correct option. The maximum and the minimum temperature displayed daily in the weather bulletin refers to, yes, whether it is the temperature recorded at 12 noon and at midnight, or second option is average highest temperature of the day and average lowest temperature of night, or it can be the highest day temperature and highest night temperature of the month, or it can be the highest day temperature and lowest night temperature of the day. Let me see who can give me the correct answer. Whatever you will say, I will click on that option only and we will check, right? Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. Nobody? Okay. Let me see the, I think that highest day temperature and the highest night temperature of the month. Let us check. Yes, very good. It's the correct answer. Okay, now let's move on to the second question. Okay, so our second question is, Siberian crane migrates from Russia to dash of Rajasthan. Which region of Rajasthan you have to tell me in India? Yes, which region of Rajasthan they migrates during the winter season from Russia? Let me see who can give me the correct answer. Yes, where we can find the Siberian crane if we go to Rajasthan. So, in which region of Rajasthan generally we can find them? Yes, it is very easy. People used to go over there. It's a tourist place, we can say, for looking into the for looking the different type of migratory birds, for observing the birds. They used to go to that region of Rajasthan. Yes, anybody? Okay. As far as I remember, I will tell the answer, Bharatpur. Okay? Yes? Let's see. Let's check whether it is a correct answer or not. Yes, Bharatpur is the correct answer. Okay? So the Siberian crane migrates from Russia to Bharatpur of Rajasthan in India during the winter season. Right? Chalo, let's move on to the third question. So over here you have to say true or false. Clear? Now it is asking, okay, no Kaustav, it is Bharatpur. Okay? Okay, very good. Thank you for your answer. Okay, yes. So the scientists which study weather reports are called astronauts. True or false? Let me see who can give me the correct answer. Yes. Are the scientists called astronauts who study the weather report? True or false? What is the answer? Yes. Okay. So it's false. Let me check whether it is true or false. It's the false, right? Very good, Kaustav. Huh? Kaustav has also given me the correct answer. That is false. Okay. Okay. Now let us move on to the last question. So these are the different filling the blanks. So you have to give me the correct answer over here. Right? Okay. Very good. Yes, the meteorologist. Very good. Okay. So first is dash is a day to day condition of atmosphere at a place. Okay. Second, filling the blanks is dash is the average weather pattern taken over a long period of time. Okay. Thirdly, those animals that can live both in land and water, what are they called? And last one is dash is found in India and Central America. Let me see who can give me the correct answer in a proper sequence. Okay. A, B, C, D, you can find it out and you can give me the answer. Okay. Let me see what is the first answer. Dash is a day to day condition of the atmosphere at a place. Day to day condition. So, what can be the day to day condition? It is already we know it is the weather, right? Okay, let me see. I will check it after doing all of them. Next is dash is the average weather pattern taken over a long period of time. Average weather pattern for a long period of time. What will be the answer? Yes, climate, right? Yes, okay. Now coming to the animals who live both on lands and water. Yes, we call them as the amphibians, right? Yes. And the last one, dash is found in India and Central America. We can find what type of rainforest? Tropical rainforest, right? So let us check. Yes, you have got all the answers correct, right? So the weather, climate, amphibian, and the tropical rainforest. These are the four answers. Fine. Okay, so how much have you got? You have got 7 out of 7. Okay, great, very good. Okay, so let's now move on to the topic. Okay, so we have already studied a lot about today's weather condition. Okay, so the weather condition we have studied what is weather, what are how to prepare the weather report. We have also studied about the elements of the weather and their measurement. Then we have studied about the different factors which are affecting the weather of a place. Then we have studied about the climate, and finally we studied about the factors which are affecting the climate, right? So if you have any question you can ask me in the chat box. Is there any question? Yes? No, everything is clear? Very nice. Very good. So thank you for today's session. Thank you for being with Swiflearn, and we will again meet in next session. So before going, you have to subscribe our channel into YouTube and press the bell icon so that you will be updated with all the information. Right? So do like, comment, and share with your friends and family members. And we will again meet in the next session. So till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.